Hello everyone, how are you? Fine, thank you. It is about 8:30 a.m. as I'm recording this on the 8th of August, 2026. And I'm recording with my Canon 300HS, one of my childhood cameras. I put this USB into this Dell Inspiron 1440 here that I got at the dump a couple weeks back. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to recover the recovery media. How ironic. Because the recovery media is on this hard drive, but I can't seem to access it because the whole install that's on here is just so broken. Like, even the WinRE is kind of broken. Windows is loading files. Did I also mention that I'm recording this in 480p? It should be a little easier on this camera, and also it does 30 FPS rather than 24 FPS in 1080p. And by a little easier on this camera, I mean that it shouldn't be running low on record time. Well, not as low on record time, but also, wow, what was it now? No, I do not want to initialize that stuff, but I do want to match drive letters. Oh yeah, a 40p should also make this camera not heat up as much. Searching for Windows installations. Yeah, there is one. It's just going to be kind of slow. Okay, there's Windows. What? This version of system recovery options not compatible with the version of Windows you were trying to repair. I guess because this USB I'm using is based on 7 RTM, and this was probably updated to Service Pack 1 at some point, and those both use different WinPEs. What if I... Okay, I guess I just can't do that, so I'd have to find another kind of WinPE. I'm gonna F8 so I can let this properly boot so I don't have to sit at this screen for so long. Okay, just to prove my point, I'm going to show you what happens when you try to enter the WinRE from within Windows 7. Windows not shut down successfully? What? Yeah, it just doesn't recognize the WinRE like at all. But also, this isn't even a usable install anyway. Yeah, sure, check the disk, I guess. This hard drive I think is failing anyway because I punched this into my main computer because I was restoring the image. Or I wasn't restoring the image, but I was making an image backup of the current broken install, and you can see that the user profile service failed the logon, and the user profile cannot be loaded. We press OK, we get logged off. We can try to log into Lori's account all you want. This install is just bricked. I'm gonna have to find a way to access ImageX, and because this does have the recovery partition and all that, like, you know, existing. I'm just gonna shut this off the improper way because I don't really care right now. Okay, just inside my Microsoft Volume Licensing binder, I have this Windows 7 repair disk. It's only intended for 32-bit Windows 7, but it should work with a WIM image for 64-bit. Let's power this on, go into the F12 menu. Okay, yeah, looks like this eject key just doesn't work without software. Let's put in the Windows 7 repair disk. Come on. Hopefully this disk drive works. I don't see why not, though. Okay. It's making noises just like it should. Yeah, I like the sound of that. So we've got a healthy optical drive, or at least should be one. Windows' loading files is looking a bit more simplistic than it should. Oh, this is going to be a little on the slow side, so I'll be back once this is done loading files. We're almost there. Okay, looks like it's loaded files. I put my hand through the wrist strap over here, but it's really loose and it doesn't feel all that practical on this camera. Then again, using this camera is pretty impractical anyway. Yeah, just use your smartphone, bro. Yeah, I could. But I have this camera sitting around. I might as well film with it a little bit, just for old time's sake. Let me guess. This repair disc is going to do the exact same thing as it's going to do the exact same thing as what was it now? Also, it thinks this is the D drive. Yeah, no wonder why this install is kind of cooked. Yeah, it doesn't look like it can do Shift F10 to force open a command prompt, so I guess this disk has got to come out. And I would try this Windows 10 disk, but I don't think that has access to ImageX. Unless it does, and it is on the partition, but I just can't find it because I don't have any search tools. Okay, I just put in another Windows 7 disk. This time, it's a legit Dell disk for 32-bit Windows 7 Professional, Service Pack 1. This is not what this computer would have shipped with. It would have shipped with 64-bit Home Premium RTM. Oh yeah, the stickers are kind of worn off and they drift easily. Anyway, my language is English as much as it would be funny to click Portuguese. Repair your computer so I can go to the WinRE. Maybe not then. Or since this is a Service Pack 1 disk, maybe it'll allow me to do system recovery from here? Unless I really need to use a 64-bit ISO. Yeah, maybe I'm going to need a 64-bit ISO most likely. So, the Windows 7 disk can come out of here. I guess I'm going to have to make a new disk, so USB it is. Alright, I just flashed 64-bit ERD Commander 7.0 from 2012. No, I do not want network connectivity, but I do want to remap the drive letters. This is just going to be the same thing, isn't it? Although this is Service Pack 1 based media, I'm pretty sure, if it was made in 2012. Come on. Okay. Ah, there we go. Although we don't have access to the Dell recovery. I mean, we could try clicking System Image Recovery or something like that, but that's not going to do anything. To the network. I guess I can click on Startup Repair just to see if that'll, you know, actually repair this install so you can actually get into the WinRE and WinPE. I'm just going to try this because, well, one, I'm curious, and two, it might actually be able to recover the recovery media. Well, it tried something. Let's click Finish. I'm just going to let it boot through the hard drive. Okay, yeah, it boots into the hard drive before the USB, which is exactly what I want for now. Come on. Any second now. Oh, the charging light is still on. Although I don't think the battery in this laptop even works, so there's that. I guess I'll wait here. Nope. Nothing. Well, I gotta head out for a little bit anyway. I'm gonna go pick up a $60 PNY blower RTX 2060 off Facebook Marketplace. And I have to run an errand and get some groceries anyway, which will be right in that area. Actually, I'll take the camera with me, just because why not? Although I'm not gonna be filming the meetup or anything like that. But I can fit this camera in my pocket. It's quite small, so yeah. I just gotta find my glasses so I can actually see where I'm driving. $60 and a trip to Kohl's later. Here I have it. The GeForce RTX 2060. It is a blower card, just like I said. It's got 3 display ports and an HDMI. It is made by PNY. Yep, there's the blower. And there's also the PCB link that you can see. PNY Technologies, which, fun fact, their headquarters are actually not far down the road from me, or not far down the road, but more like a couple towns away. It is a 6GB GDDR6 card. It's probably a little hard for you to see that. PCIe 3.0. Let's see if we can find a PCB date. Because usually they print the dates on the PCBs. Well, this camera isn't really focusing, so yeah. And I got this little box and some packing material as well. Now what I'm going to do with this card, I actually bought it for a buddy. He's going to pay me the $60 and shipping back. And this is going to go into his secondary gaming rig with an i7-9700. The guy who sold it to me was pretty chill. He said just keep it at 1080, which is probably what he's going to do anyway. But anyway, I'm going to start getting on the road now. Oh, there's Chick-fil-A over there. I smelled it from here. I was tempted to go get some Chick-fil-A. I mean, originally I was going to go get some Wawa, but I ended up in this area instead, near Chick-fil-A. I was thinking of getting it, but it's a bit expensive, and yeah, you got to eat the food right away, which is probably what I'm going to do anyway. Which is probably what I would do anyway, since I'm on the road. But no, he told me from Madoka Magica likes that place and evangelizes it, so I'm not going there. And also, I need to go get some groceries, and I'm just going to make myself a cold cut sandwich at home anyway. Should be cheaper. And also, I'm not supporting Hitomi from Madoka Magica, so there's that.
Right, now this right here is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060, and I got it for just 60 quid, so that means you can totally get one of these. Now, can this be valid competition for the RX 5700 and RX 6600 at just half the price or less?
Now, in all seriousness, British Build's official would make some clickbait slop city saying that the GeForce RTX 2060 is now repeatedly $60 or 60 quid, whatever the hell. Okay, here's the test bench. It is an Asus P8Z68V Pro Gen 3 with an i7-3770S. Actually, no, I don't know why I pulled this out, because I forgot that I had the 11700K system right here. But yes, here's the 2060. Once again, it's blower card. In case I really needed to make you know that. I have it plugged in here. I know it works. I already got drivers installed. Anyway, I'm going to have to switch the input on Dad's work monitor. Well, not really like work setup, but it's for work stuff. This is just in my living room right now. I really wish we had a better space for all this. Okay, there comes the little beep from the PC speaker that Montech included with my case. And the 2060 is working. I already know it works. I literally just said that. And ooh, there's some lens flare. I have to deal with that. Oh, did I turn off my keyboard? Yeah, I did. Okay, here's the desktop. Let's open Task Manager. Here's the 11700K. I don't know how much of that you can see. Got a SATA SSD of about 480 gigabytes. It's just a boot disk. And we have a 3TB Toshiba hard drive. Intel AX201 Wi-Fi built on board. There's the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060. Driver date 2026-07-22. It is the latest 610 drivers. 6 gigs of VRAM. Okay, let's take the strap off of my hand for now. But 6 gig VRAM bad. 8 gig super bad. 12 gig it isn't usable either. Well, this is just for a secondary system, and not even my secondary system. Anyway, here's the 610.88 driver that I downloaded. I don't think the camera's even focusing. I'm just gonna open the driver installer so I could show you something. I already installed these drivers, like I had already said. And I need to wipe down my camera lens because it is really bothering me. Please wait while the files are saved to your computer. Well, do they really need to be saved computer? Also, ooey here, so I love you. NVIDIA graphics driver version 610.88. Yeah, this doesn't really look all that familiar. They overhauled the driver installer. Do NVIDIA graphics driver and NVIDIA app. It doesn't really matter which one of these that we select. I mean, we could do custom. And do you notice something? If you've installed recent AMD video drivers, they have this 40 gigabyte AI bundle, and yet NVIDIA, being the AI giga monolith, whatever you want to call them that they are, you would think that they would have a 100 gigabyte AI bundle or something like that included with their video drivers, or as like an option. Well, yeah, go figure. It's AMD that's doing the 40 gigabyte AMD bundle. No, it's AMD that's doing the 40 gigabyte AI bundle. And when I looked on Reddit a couple months back, r/AMD was full of apologists defending the AI bundle. Like, oh, bro, you don't have to install it. Or, I mean, yeah, you don't have to install the AI bundle, but why would you want that included in your video drivers? I mean, it's not like RDNA 4 is that good for local LLMs compared to like a... I was about to say 3090, but yeah, 3090 would be valid as it has 24 gigs of VRAM. But I was talking more like a 5090, which is more like a poor man's LLM thing at this point than an actual, like, you know, consumer graphics card. Now, speaking of 3090, here's the box that I got with my $20 RX 480 just last week. Was it last week? I think it was. Apparently, it's for an MSI GeForce RTX 3090 Ventus 3X. Literally my GPU, except I have the 3080 Ti, so cut the VRAM in half and remove some of the CUDA cores. But yes, this is the box that I'm going to ship the 2060 to my buddy with. And this packing material came with the smaller box that I got the 2060 with. Let me check what time it is right now. Okay, it's 11:30 a.m. I don't know if I'll be able to get this to the post office today, because, yeah, the post office is open on Saturdays, but only for a brief window of time. Also, here's the 1070 that I took out of this 11700K rig that's just normally sitting there. It's a Gaming X 8GB model. Well, every 1070 is 8 gigs, but... yeah, this was the GPU that my uncle bought for his first custom build back in 2017. Anyway, I'm gonna run like a stress test on this GPU and check the temperatures. Well, the first thing we should do is probably open up GPU-Z. I need to get myself closer to the screen. Come on. Any minute now. I know, I'm just impatient. 11:04 a.m. I'm pretty sure that is not correct. Also, no Windows backup. I don't want to hear it. Set time automatically. Yeah, there we go. RTX 20... TU-104? What? No freaking way that this is like the enhanced workstation TU-104. Like, I know the EVGA 2060 KO had like enhanced workstation performance because it recycled a TU-104 GPU, but this is TU-104? No freaking way. I mean, then again, I wouldn't be keeping this one anyway, because one, I bought it for a buddy, not myself, and two, it's not even the correct 2060. I specifically want an EVGA SC Ultra. Release date, August 20th, 2018. That's not correct, unless we're talking about TU-104 itself, in which this is just a cut down 2080. 48-120, yes, that's correct. 336 gigabits per second. No, 336 gigabytes per second bandwidth. That's also correct. 6 gigs, 192-bit. Yep, that's correct. There's the GPU clocks. I don't remember what the ones on my EVGA SC Ultra were. Well, the ones that I used to have. The GPU temperature is looking good at 32 degrees Celsius, although the fan is always running, and this is a blower cooler. Does this have... oh, this has Micron GDDR6, but this is fine. CPU temperature... oh, that's CPU temperature, that's irrelevant. Okay, I guess there's no memory temperature that can be reported. NVIDIA BIOS 2020-0217. I think that is original. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, I think it's kind of a score if I ended up getting a TU-104 2060 out of it. I mean, okay, I didn't get the TU-104 2060, my buddy did, but I was the one that bought it for him. Okay, I've been running Furmark for the past 12 minutes now, and this camera will focus. Here's how everything is looking at the moment. God, will this stupid camera just focus for a while? Well, I guess this works. The GPU temperature is 72 degrees Celsius. Actually, that's pretty good for a blower. GPU hotspot is 92. That's a little hot. GPU usage is about 88% under this test. This is a Vulkan test. That's also an artifact scanner. VRAM temperature. The VRAM temperature is 86 degrees Celsius. That is a bit on the hot side, but this is Micron GDDR6, and that was known for running hot. That is if it didn't fail, which was early batches, but this 2060 was manufactured in 2020, so it probably just runs a bit on the hot side. And we're only using about 18% of the VRAM, about 1.1 gigs. Fan 0 is running at 2600 RPM. Power a bit under 160 watts, which is its limit. And it is definitely kind of loud. That's the thing with blower coolers, is that they're pretty loud. I mean, especially because you've only got one fan, and a blower fan at that. It's not like this Gaming X GTX 1070 where you have two large fans. Alright, let's get a look at this. Command prompt. Actually, I could check Dart, but I'm not going to do that just yet. C:. Let's check the directory here. 1202-2013, that looks about correct. Corel, Dell, drivers. Okay, yes, the C is definitely the, what was I gonna say? C is definitely the OS partition. Let's check D. Okay, D doesn't exist apparently. EDIR. Okay, I guess E is this drive with ERD Commander 7. 2012-0502. Yes, this is it. Although I don't think we have image X on here. No, all I see is boot.wim. I guess I'll check Dart. Remote connection, standalone system sweeper, search, hotfix, uninstall. Well, we do have Windows Explorer on here. Well, okay, it's not Windows Explorer, it's just Microsoft Dart's Explorer. And it looks like we do not have the recovery partition. I really hope that this didn't just murder the recovery partition's existence. Search. Okay, no, the recovery partition just doesn't exist here. So I might have to restore the image somehow, or maybe I'll just save this for another day. As for what else I was going to do with this Inspiron 1440, I was going to make a classic style video like it was 2016 of me installing Windows 8.1 on here and role-playing as if it was like, you know, oh, it's 2016 and my younger cousin is going into high school and I want to enroll him into the BYOD program, so he brings this Inspiron 1440 to school instead of using the crappy school Chromebooks. Because that's probably something that I would have done back in 2017 when I entered high school, except I never ended up doing that. I never ended up enrolling in the BYOD program, and I don't think anybody ever did. They might have shut it down by that point. And I don't think they formally shut it down until 2020 when everyone started getting Chromebooks. But, yeah. Okay, it is now 7:12 p.m. And, yeah, I took a nap because I got up at, like, 4:30 a.m. My sleep schedule's been really messed up lately. But anyway, here's what I've done so far with this Inspiron 1440. I went on my laptop and I installed a Windows 7 VM and the Windows Automated Installation Kit, or WAIK as it's called, W-A-I-K, or just the AIK. And I went through the program files folder to find some tools, specifically the AMD 64 variants, and that's where I grabbed ImageX. So I put it on this flash drive with ERD Commander 7.0, which is the WinPE that I was using. But I ran into another problem. I think Startup Repair might have actually nuked the recovery partition on this. This is why I made a backup. And also I have this Windows 10 64-bit disk, which appears to be a 2016 version of Windows 10, so that would be 1607. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to find a small enough screwdriver and take this hard drive out and put it back into my main computer so I can re-image it with the image that I made. Okay, here's said Windows 10 PE from 2016. Let the zooming do the work. How's this thing will even focus? You can probably make that out to be 2016. Yes, you should be able to now. Let me hold the camera while zooming out. Actually, I could just do Function Shift F10. Check the C drive. Dur into that. Okay, yeah, it seems like even with the restored image, the files are just missing or not readable. I guess I'd have to boot back into the 50 megabyte Windows 7 PE then. Or I'm gonna have to reflash it, but it's really quick because it's only 50 megabytes. Oops, I ended up writing it to this flash drive instead. Hope there was nothing on it. And yeah, I didn't end up writing it to this one. But yes, here's the 50 megabyte Windows 7 PE again. Camera, will you focus? I guess not. Unless it is focusing, and just the low resolution of the screen makes me think otherwise. Anyway, what I want to do is check the recovery partition. Okay, everything is still here. I re-imaged the hard drive. It turns out that these are like super duper hidden files, so you can't really see them aside from like very specific environments anyway. Okay, this has a command prompt. Good, good. I just want to go to the F drive, CD tools, imagex.exe, and I'm going to have to remember all the switches. My phone is currently in the other room charging, and that's where I had this stuff brought up. Okay, feel free to come to my house and slap me, because I'm relying on the Gemini description for this. But it should be accurate enough. You do always have to take this stuff with a grain of salt. Okay, capture whatever drive that I have. I think the D drive is the one that I want to flash. And the C drive has the image. Okay, so recovery is C, and that's where the image is located, specifically under C:\del\image, and there's the factory.wim, which apparently does differ from base.wim. Factory.wim is the one that we want to be using for the actual recovery media. And the D drive is the OS partition that we want to be flashing to. imagex.exe / capture C:, well, it would help if I press space there. No, I don't want to do C:. I was reading off the description, the generic description, admittedly. That would be C:\del /image /factory.wim. The description name or label given to a specific image volume. I don't know if I have to give a name or label to it, but I'll double check. Okay, I found another way to get some info, so I'm going to intentionally delete some characters there. Okay, so imagex didn't do anything. Exactly what I want. /info. And then I have to enter the file name and the path, of course. Well, it'd be great if it did anything. Alright, you know what? Screw it. If I screw things up again, then I have a backup that I can restore to. Well, it'd be great if this did anything. Okay, so I just built my own WinPE using the automated installation kit. Here's the entire command prompt, if you're curious. It is specifically the deployment tools command prompt that comes with the AIK. Yeah, I used a tutorial from Brickhouse Labs in 2010 to do that. Anyway, here's the USB. I'm going to push it in here. Turn this on, go to the F12 menu. I can probably take out the Windows 10 disk now, as that's just going to be kind of in the way. USB storage device, press any key to boot from USB. Well, it's at least a bootable USB. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Rufus picked it up as such. Oh, there we go. Dino 7. Roar! Come on. What am I saying come on for? It's not even that slow. Ah, Windows Server 2008 wallpaper. Because I think the AIK is, you know, well, it's more closely related to Server 08 than it is to Windows 7. That is server versus client Windows. Okay, so we have access to CMD here, which is probably what we want anyway. Now I have to remember the command. Okay, so the F drive is where the WinPE tools are located. Let's go to dir. There's imagex. Okay, imagex / capture. That'll be the D drive. I should scroll up just to double check that the D drive is the one that I want to be overwriting. Yes, it is. D is OS. C:\del /image. No, not I am SGE image, and then factory.wim. Put in a blank description and /verify. Or I could have run the info, but this should work. Okay, so it looks like I didn't do this correctly. Okay, let's run the info switch on this. Okay. So we just have Home Premium, which is exactly what I expected. Image index 1. Okay. Okay, yeah, now I see. Now I just have to find I just have to find the code that has the one, like, where it is located. Okay, hopefully this is the final command that I'll have to run. Image_x/apply c:\del\image\factory.wim 1 being the index number d:/verify. Okay, it's at least trying to get somewhere. It's probably going to be a bit on the slower side. Okay, we're 58% applied with verification. We got about 6 minutes remaining. There's all the other, like, you know, statuses. Some of the object IDs are kind of off, but hopefully it still works nonetheless. Also, can I just say something with my T15? Oh, I'm trying to lay this down carefully. I hate this SD card slot design. Seriously, I tried putting the micro SD card slot from this camera in here, and I cannot get it to stay in here for the life of me anymore. And yeah, it probably doesn't help that I cut my nails, but hey, at least I'm trying to be hygienic here. I mean, it could also be that this bottom casing is a little, like, you know, not great. It's a little worn. I mean, especially on the other side, because if I flip this over, yeah, there's clearly some damage here, but the bottom casing can be replaced. But it's still annoying nonetheless that the micro SD card slot on this is so stupidly designed. Okay, it took about 17 minutes to flash the image, so I think we can close out of this now. It should automatically restart. Alright, let's take that out now. Now, hopefully it knows what the correct boot partition is. Yeah, starting Windows. Just as it should be. I'm also going to have to test the repair your computer option to make sure the WinRE works, and therefore using the recovery media like the intended way actually works. Well, I think it's staying here longer than it was with the broken install, so progress? Well, hey, come on, focus. Come on. Setup is preparing your computer for first use. This stupid camera just cannot focus, and I have no way of knowing how to, like, you know, manually focus this camera. I guess the best I can do is, yeah, slowly zoom in. But yeah, setup is preparing your computer for first use, so that's a good sign. So the WIM image at least applied successfully. Although I still got to test the WinRE. Setup is checking video performance. This is just Intel GMA 4500. It's not going to be great, but it's not GMA 3100 or 950, so say about that what you will. Although I better not hear any damn UHD 620 hate out of nowhere. Okay, that's just more of a meme living rent-free in my head at this point, given how much hate UHD 620 specifically seems to get. Ah, that's looking good. Yeah, we got a silver Dell wallpaper. Copyright 2009, still got the black Dell logo. This is RTM. I'm just gonna enter A because I'm gonna nuke this anyway, or I'm not gonna nuke it, but I'm gonna, like, you know, I'm gonna, like, rerun the image so I can get it onto archive.org. Oh, whoa, we have some Wi-Fi networks there. And also, this camera's battery is running low, so I gotta charge it up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Preparing your desktop. If only you could see this. Well, it's working. It's pretty slow, but it's working. Now, well, I just gotta wait for this to, like, you know, actually get into the desktop so I can get into the WinRE. Yo, this even has frickin' Rocket Dock installed, but wait. Why is Lori's profile still here? 4.54 gigs, so it probably still has her stuff on here. I'm gonna point the camera away, and also I think Family's coming back. They've been out for a while. Okay, that's pretty base though. I don't know what anime this is, but I definitely gotta save that. This was in the downloads folder, along with other Facebook photos, I think. Okay, I took the default Dell theme from Lori's profile. Anyway, let's restart and go into the F8 menu. Logging off, shutting down. Look, I know this is a 250 gig 5400 RPM mechanical hard drive from 16 years ago, but come on, I'm not all that patient, especially given the effort that it took me to restore this image. Well, okay, it wasn't that much effort once I knew what to do. But repair your computer and let's see if we can get anywhere. Okay, it's starting Windows. Is it at least going to put me in the WinRE? No, WinRE still has not been fixed. Nah, I'm gonna have to do something about that. I mean, at the very least, I kind of have a working install on here now. I'm gonna do the rest of this, like, off camera. I'm gonna get this vlog put together. I don't know how long it took me to record, and I'm probably gonna put this in DaVinci Resolve on my main computer, not Vegas Pro 11 on my Windows 7 PC, unlike the last classic vlog. Because Vegas Pro 11 is really annoying to work with, and the main concept AVC profile just doesn't work with either my GPUs, that being a GTX 760 and a Radeon HD 7870. Yet I had it work just fine with the GTX 750 back in 2016. No, frick off, McAfee. I'm just going to shut this off the improper way because I don't care right now. Or, what am I doing? I can just unplug it. The battery doesn't work in this. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this classic style vlog, and as always, I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be. Peace out.